Hi, my name is Amy Aldrich, and I am a grad student at Fort Hays State University. This is a project for educational leadership, and I am a GED instructor at Garden City Community College Adult Learning Center. The works cited I have presented here include an article, the video that I'm going to show, and the book from which I got the information from. As diversity grows, so must we, according to Gary Howard. There is a lot of changes going on in our school systems. There is a huge growth in demographic changes across the nation. Who's coming in? Well, people of different races, different cultures, people that speak different languages, and people of low-income families. We definitely, as educators, need to change something we're doing. We are facing a ton of issues regarding non-acceptance of these changes, non-acceptance of the differences in how we value and how we feel that they value education, how we feel that they value and respect for authority, and of course there's always the fear of the unknown. Educators are also battling situations of discomfort in how they are talking to their students and what they can talk about, conflicts on how they can teach these students and get everyone engaged. And there's always a problem with changing what we're teaching and how we're teaching it. But it is important as a growing global community how we are going to take on these opportunities of diversity. There are 5 phases of professional development that were implemented by Howard, including building trust, engaging personal culture, confronting issues of social dominance and social justice, transforming instructional practices, and engaging the entire school community. The first phase is building trust, and the only way you can build trust and we can establish this trust is through training our teachers, our administrators, and the school community on how to create a climate of openness and trust. A major problem we're facing is that our teachers are not exposed to the diversity, and they do not have the experience to deal and cope with the diversity and the demographic changes in our schools. We are struggling to increase educational outcomes. There is room for everyone to grow and learn from this experience. And we need to make an honest effort to make an environment that's honest, safe, and productive for everyone. Engaging personal culture is the second phase. And in order to change our students, we as educators need to change as well. We need to build relationships. In order to do this, we need to increase motivation and performance. We will do this by helping our students feel a sense of belonging, letting them know that we trust them and they can trust us, and that we appreciate and value their intelligence. The third phase is confronting social dominance and social justice. And unfortunately, only some cultures are being accepted well. Others are falling between the cracks, and it's showing in our test scores. In order to make these changes, we need to be open in our communication and talk about things such as race, class, gender, sexual orientation, immigration, diversity, and social dominance. We can build equity teams that consist of administrators and teachers, but also incorporate parents and community members. If we don't work as a whole, we will not have anything. The fourth phase is transforming instructional practices. We need to change the instructions to respond to this demographic change. We need to form and build relationships with our students, develop curriculum that celebrates and values the individual life experiences of these students. We need to meet the diverse learning opportunities that we will be exposed to and have been. Respecting, communicating everyone's intelligence and abilities. And of course, bringing the expectation up for everyone. Bringing up the bar. The last phase is engaging the entire school community. We need to establish equitable learning environments. And this goes way beyond just the administration and teachers. There are so many people, many more people involved in our communities, such as classified employees, parents, and community members. And we can provide these workshops and forums and learning opportunities for everyone. It is important that we embrace diversity. In conclusion, implementation of professional development will increase test scores for everyone and decrease the gaps between the ethnic and economic challenges we are facing in test scores today. This is a journey and it will take time and work, but it's worth it. Let's watch a video regarding leading the inclusive school.
Not necessarily for our own sake, because once you get that in line, the rest will follow.
Changing the structures will not change your beliefs. Changing your beliefs will change structure. Because our actions only come out of the beliefs. Our job as leaders is to help children and teachers to believe in themselves and what they can do. If teachers don't believe that they are doing something, then they're not. High or low expectations don't rise or fall. When you engage in conversations around racism, sexism, ageism, homophobia, you name it, come to the conversation in a reciprocal manner, not power over. So your titles mean nothing. We want you to engage in a conversation with one another, human being to human being, spirit to spirit.
Thank you for watching that program. And moving on to the next slide. According to the video's conclusion, leading the inclusive school includes creating a culture that embraces diversity, welcoming everyone, and everyone gets to contribute. Establishing an environment that is safe and respectful for everyone, and learn to openly communicate beliefs about one another. Our actions come from our beliefs. In part 2 of this presentation, 5 practices of exemplary leadership by Kouzes and Posner include modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging the heart. So modeling the way, according to Kouzes and Posner, means finding your voice and doing what you say you're going to do. Offering opportunities that are exciting, that get everybody involved. Being open to the process and taking those risks and challenges. Getting people to work together and believing in each other and in themselves. And of course, showing appreciation and recognizing individual accomplishments, very important. I do this with the Adult Learning Center using inclusive leadership by showing interest in everyone's cultures, by sharing common goals and pathways to success to get everybody on the same pathway, providing cultural richness in discussions, providing activities and so forth inclusively, being open and honest about beliefs. And part of inclusive leadership includes praise and recognition of each other's achievements. The last part of inclusive leadership would include its challenges and training and professional development. Challenges that I might face would be time and money of training everybody. The second challenge that I might face is maintaining the culture and consistency. In our educational field, we deal with a highly dynamic situation of huge turnover with not only students but staff, and continuously learning and evolving, and dealing with the changes that we deal with incoming students and so forth will be an added challenge. But if we solutions that we have are to deal with a situation such as loving the process, and if you can really love the process and embrace that diversity, that will really resolve a lot of the issues. Loving others and appreciating the opportunities to learn about other cultures and appreciating what we have and the richness and diversity that they provide will be a benefit for us. And of course, loving yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. Thank you for the opportunity to